Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. I do have one quick favor before we get to the video that you came here for, and that is very simply this. You see that little red subscribe button below this video? Go ahead, smash that subscribe button. It really does help me. It really does help this channel grow and my audience grow. So go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. And now, here is the video that you came here for. And that is this. How about this first story? You know your boy AT is Mr. Las Vegas. Love Vegas, go a couple times a year. Was there at the Pac-12 tournament when the whole world shut down in March. Went back in the summertime. Had a blast. Why do I bring it up? It's because for the first time ever, we got word on Wednesday that Vegas is going to host the NCAA Tournament. And we found out because the NCAA announced its future tournament sites. By the way, first day of full practice in college basketball on Wednesday, so that's freaking exciting. A couple weeks away now. Start getting some coaches on there. We'll get my boy Eric Musselman, maybe Nate Oates, maybe Rick Barnes. We'll see who we get on, Bruce Pearl. But practice started on Wednesday, and the NCAA announced all of the future NCAA tournament sites through, I think it's 2026. So they had already announced where the Final Four would be in 2021, 2022, and 2023. What they did was they announced the Final Four for 2024, 2025, and 2026. And they also announced where all the tournament games would be played otherwise. And for the first time ever, Las Vegas will host the NCAA tournament in, I think it's 2023. They will host the West Regional Final. It was actually pretty cool. I was reading about it. The reason that they're not hosting the first round is because so many schools play their conference tournaments in Las Vegas that they thought it would actually deter fans from having to go back-to-back weekends. You ever been to Vegas? Back-to-back weekends in Vegas are tough. But I think this is really cool. I think this is a great moment. And for people who don't really understand why this is a big story, here's why. Is because up until now, Vegas has been forbidden for NCAA sports. Because the idea being, well, gambling, it's so scary, and what happens with sports gambling, and it's so bad. We can't host an NCAA tournament there. We can't host a Final Four there. But what has changed is legalized sports gambling. And so what I think happened is that essentially the NCAA looked around and said, we're just being stupid now. We got legalized sports gambling in New Jersey. We let the NCAA host events in New Jersey. We got legalized sports gambling in Indiana. We let events go on in Indiana. We got legalized sports gambling in Illinois. We definitely have events in Illinois. And eventually we just got to put our guard down, let Vegas host these events. Oh, by the way, as I just mentioned, 4 conferences play their conference tournaments in Las Vegas. So it's not as though we're not playing games there, and there's a bowl game in Vegas, and there's another bowl game that's being added in the future in Vegas. And so it was this idea of, we can't play. It's so scary. What about sports gambling? And it's wait a second now. We have sports gambling in 12 states, and it's going to be in all 50 states here probably in the next 10 years. So let's just get going. But I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for fans too. Right? Part of following college sports, you follow your team on the road when you can. And I know that not everyone's going to be able to hop a flight to Vegas on 2 days' notice when their team advances to the Sweet 16 to go play in Vegas. But if you think about it, it is, one, a great situation for anybody on the West Coast. Obviously, if any of the West Coast schools get in, it's a short flight, an easy flight for an Arizona fan, a Gonzaga fan, a UCLA fan, a Washington fan, an Oregon fan. Frankly, it's not a bad flight from the Midwest either, where if, say, Kansas gets there, Texas gets there, Texas Tech gets there, it's a 2-hour flight. So you have that going for you. Hotels are cheap. It's great. And what I would also say is, I think this opens up the door for a Final Four in Vegas in the future. And what's better than a Final Four in Vegas in the future? Because when I look at this, for people, a lot of you have probably been to Final Fours, but for those who haven't, the Final Four is it's the best. It is the best. The whole college basketball world is there. coaches that aren't coaching all come in for the week. You have scouts, you have GMs, you have NBA people, you have AAU people. The whole basketball world gets there, but it's also a great event for fans. And again, I know a lot of you have been to Final Fours, but the city's different. You see everybody wearing their paraphernalia. You got the Kentucky fans over there, the Kansas fans over there, the Louisville fans over there, the UCLA fans over there, the UConn fans over there. And it's just a great event city. And I go there 3 or 4 times, so I know the city like the back of my hand. But it's just an incredible event city, and I just think that it is such a great move for college athletics and college basketball specifically to bring the NCAA tournament there, because I do think that it opens the door in the not-too-distant future to have a Final Four in Vegas. And I'm just telling you, there is going to be nothing better than a Final Four in Vegas, but I give the NCAA credit. Big day for them, because not only did they put in the one-time transfer rule, but they also have now, for the first time, NCAA tournament game.